Okay, I apologize for that interruption. I didn't realize I had hit the 15-minute mark and it cut me off. So, we are on the slide about who benefits from this problem. And it is the Westboro Baptist Church. This is the best example I could come up with. And it was the most disturbing and the most personally offensive. Who has the ability, the power, and the money to influence public debates about the problem? Who should do something about the social problem? What should be done? I put this into two categories, us and them. It led me to think about a movie I watched with Ashton Kutcher. It was called The Butterfly Effect. So I looked into the actual term and what it really means, and it was invented by a guy named Edward Lorenz, and he was a mathematician and a meteorologist at MIT, and he created a weather model, and he came up with the idea of sensitive dependence on initial conditions, meaning that something small, dependence on something small, can create bigger conditions. In other words, a butterfly could flap its wings in Central Park and affect the weather in South America. And I feel that we can apply the butterfly effect to what we do as human beings in our community. We can take very small steps to collectively make a big change. And I divided those steps into two. One being random acts of kindness. Regardless if the person is part of the LGBT community or not, being kind sends a message of God's love in every sense of God's way of wanting us to do things, whether that be holding the door open for someone or letting someone go ahead of you in the parking lot. And then the other step I included here was speaking up. And speaking up can come in different ways, whether that's in defense of other people, and I think that's a really hard one for people to do, is in moments when it's much easier and much more comfortable to fade into the background or pretend like you're not paying attention or you didn't see it. Those are the moments when we have to speak up in defense of people and let other people around us know, hey, we don't think that behavior or what you just said is okay, and we're not going to stand here and let you do it. And then education. It's about speaking up and educating other people about what it means to be part of the LGBT community, and that no one's going to try to shake your hand and give you AIDS. It really doesn't take much to change stereotypes into things that are based on actual fact. And sometimes it's scary how many things sound like fact, but when you look into them, and that's what it takes, is a little bit of research, and I think that's what a lot of people aren't willing to do, is when you research things, you realize that they're just urban legends or things that have been passed down on Facebook or what have you, and they're not based on anything real. And then lastly, speaking up through our votes. If we're going to change our government, if we're going to change how things are done and decided, then we need to vote people into office that we believe stand for what we believe in. And then the other category of them is our government and countries. In the bigger picture, countries can lead countries. We, like I listed earlier, we were the 21st country to legalize same-sex marriage. So obviously we weren't the first in line. We weren't even close. But I'm pretty sure that we were most likely influenced by the other countries around the world who were doing the right thing already. And then in 2013, there were 27 European Union foreign ministers who gave orders to their diplomats to defend the human rights of the LGBT community. So it starts with one country, two countries, three countries who will affect all of us around the world. I ended here with a verse from Hebrews chapter 10. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching.